सर्वधर्मस्थापकत्वं सर्वधर्मस्वरूपकः आचार्याणां महाचार्यो Ramakrishnaaya te namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. Sri Ramakrishna having taught us and made it very clear to us that there is nothing called as a free will for a man. Sri Vaidyanath, the relative of Surendra, had put this question to Sri Ramakrishna, that is there any free will? Sir, I have a doubt. This is what Vaidyanath has asked. That people speak of free will. They say that man can do either good or evil according to his will. Is it true? Are we really free to do whatever we can? And Sri Ramakrishna had categorically answered this particular query, this particular doubt, saying that everything depends on the will of God. There is nothing called as a free will in the sphere of an ordinary human being. There is nothing called as free will. Everything is willed by the God. The world is his play, Sri Ramakrishna says. The world is the Lord's play. He is playing by creation, by creating, preserving and destructing this world, this universe, these creations, creation after creation. It is his will. Where is the question of a man's will? The man is such an insignificant portion of this entire creation. It is only with his ego that the man starts thinking, oh, I have got my own will, I will do this, I will do that. But nothing happens, Sri Ramakrishna says, without the will of God. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that everything depends on the will of God. He has created all these different things. The God has created the good things, the bad things, the good people, the bad people, the honest people, the dishonest people, the righteous people, the vicious people. Everything is his will. And then Sri Ramakrishna said, this is all his Maya. How can you say a man has a free will? Man, the moment realizes God, Sri Ramakrishna says, then he realizes the truth of what I am saying, that it is all God's will. Till the man is ignorant, till the man is groping in the darkness, the man feels, oh, I can do this, I have done this, I will do this. But the moment that same man, he attains the God realization, his attitude, his thinking, his the way of expression, it totally changes. Then his attitude becomes, I am the machine, thou art the operator. I am the chariot, thou art the driver, thou art the charioteer. That is the paradigm shift in his attitude. Now there is no more free will. It is all his will. He is making me do whatever I want. But then Sri Ramakrishna says God has purposely left this error in the minds of human beings. They feel that they are doing, and therefore the moment they start taking up ownership of what they are doing, at least they are minimizing the negative things that are done. If everybody feels, oh, it is God who is doing everything, then I can commit murder, I can commit anything, I can commit theft, I can commit any kind of unethical thing under the sun. It is God's will. So Sri Ramakrishna says God has kept this error in man, that he thinks he has got a free will and therefore the things are at least under control. But a real knower of the truth realizes it is all the God's will. And then there is that change in the attitude of I am the machine and he is the operator. I am the puppet, he is the puppeteer. I am the chariot, he is the charioteer. I do as he makes me do. I speak as he makes me speak. I'm just a child in the mother's hand. But the way mother wants this child to play, she will make it play. That is the realization that a person attains ultimately on the spiritual path. And then there is this differentiation between free will and God's will. It becomes extremely clear. Then Sri Ramakrishna had asked Vaidyanath that it is not good to argue, isn't it? To which Vaidyanath had replied, yes, sir, the desire to argue disappears when man attains wisdom. Now, these are the wonderful words Vaidyanath quoted, repeated from Sri Ramakrishna's teachings only. The moment a person attains wisdom, the tendency to argue, it just goes off. And to appreciate these words of Vaidyanath, Sri Ramakrishna, typical, he had the stock of a dozen full of English words in his kitty. So Sri Ramakrishna, he said, thank you, thank you, thank you to Vaidyanath. And he said in such a sweet manner. Everybody over there, all the devotees, they had a hearty laugh when Sri Ramakrishna uttered those words in such a beautiful, sweet manner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching us in our previous session. And now Sri Ramakrishna continues his talk with Vaidyanath, Sri Vaidyanath, and he says that you will make spiritual progress. You have the signs, you have that temperament, you have that attitude, you have that inclination. You will definitely make spiritual progress. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, but one more thing I'm telling you. People don't trust a man when he speaks about God. If a person starts continuously talking about God and religion and spirituality and mukti and liberation, enlightenment, people don't listen to him. People don't take his words so seriously. Even if a great soul affirms that he has seen God, still the average person will not accept his words. The average, ordinary, so-called a man who thinks he has a free will, he will not accept the words of the saints and even the God incarnates. If somebody tells them, I've seen God, like Sri Ramakrishna told Naren, I've seen God, and with much clarity than I am seeing you. I have seen God. Sri Ramakrishna used to tell his disciples. But Sri Ramakrishna says the ordinary people, Naren believed him. All his the inner circle disciples, they believed, although they had initial doubts. They tested Sri Ramakrishna, they questioned Sri Ramakrishna, but they got the right answers eventually. But Sri Ramakrishna says the ordinary people will not even listen to what a person tells them, even if he has realized God and he says, I have seen God. No, they won't listen to him at all. They won't accept the reality that, oh, this great Mahatma, this great saint, this God incarnate has seen the God. And why it happens? Sri Ramakrishna says their expectation is something totally different. Sri Ramakrishna says that he says to himself, if this man has really seen God, then let him show him to me also. This fellow says, I have seen God. Come, let me see. Show me the God. Show me the God right now at this moment. Now Sri Ramakrishna says things pertaining to God-related visions and these things, they don't happen in a jiffy. Although Sri Ramakrishna had that kind of miraculous power to show God to people, but he never did it. He never used that power. He never used that kind of magical tricks. He wanted all his disciples to undergo the spiritual disciplines. He wanted all his disciples to practice, become an expert, learn out for yourself, and then you will see God yourself. You need not be shown God by somebody who has seen the God. You yourself are capable of seeing the God. Just the unfold that hidden talent that you have. Unfold that hidden divinity that you are carrying within, and you will see the divine. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's way of teaching. So Sri Ramakrishna said that you cannot teach, you cannot show God to people just like that in a jiffy. Come, I will show you God. Here is the God. Have a look at it. For that, one has to practice. One has to undergo spiritual disciplines, Sri Ramakrishna says. Now, Sri Ramakrishna gives two examples to prove this point, to make this point very clear to us that without discipline, without practice, we can never gain any expertise. We can never gain any expertise, we can never gain any insights of spirituality without we undergo those strict and stringent spiritual disciplines. Now, Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of a physician. Sri Ramakrishna says that can a man learn to feel a person's pulse in one day? Now, earlier days, the traditional the approach of diagnosis by physicians was they used to check the pulse of the patient. They used to feel the pulse. By feeling the pulse, these Vaidyas, they used to be called as Nadi Vaidyas. Nadi is the pulse. They used to feel the pulse, and by feeling the pulse, they used to diagnose what is wrong with this person, and accordingly they used to prescribe their medicines. So Sri Ramakrishna says feeling the pulse of a patient is a great expertise. You cannot just take it up, master it in one day. For that, you have to spend many years with a renowned physician, with an expert physician. The physician will teach you. You have to practice, you have to feel the pulse of hundreds and thousands of patients. Oh, this is how the pulse is feeling now. So he is having this kind of problem, and then you have to understand. Then you have to learn. Then you have to gain that expertise slowly, slowly, slowly. So Sri Ramakrishna says you cannot feel the pulse of a patient in one day. He must go about with a physician for many days. Only then can he distinguish between the different pulses. All the different types of diseases, all the different types of health issues, they are signified by the differences in the pulse beating, in the way the blood flows from the pulse. That is what the expert Nadi Vaidyas, they diagnose what is wrong with this person. And Sri Ramakrishna says if somebody wants to learn the art and technique and gain expertise of feeling the pulse, he has to spend many number of days with a good physician who will teach him. Now the pulse is like this, that means this is the problem with this patient. Now the pulse is like this, feeling like this, so this is the problem with this patient. That's how you should learn, by putting so great amount of discipline, great amount of practice into it. Then he must be in the company of those with whom the examination of the pulse has become a regular profession. He has to be in the company. He should brainstorm with other Vaidyas that, oh, this is how their experience has told them. And by being in the company of so many physicians, so many Vaidyas, then this person starts picking up the nuances, picking up the nitty-gritty of feeling the pulse. And Sri Ramakrishna, by this example, is telling actually that one should get into the habit of satsanga, get in the company of holy people, those who have understood God's ways, those who have realized God, those who are anxious to learn more about God. Get to the company of the holy men, like this patient, this person who wants to learn how to feel the pulse. He has to spend time in the company of the expert physicians. Then he will come to know through their discussions, through their talks, through their webinars, through their seminars. Then he will come to know that yes, this is how I should feel the pulse. And then he gives another second example. This second example is pertaining to the cloth making. Now, the yarn is used to make cloth. Now, there is an expertise involved in analyzing the quality of the yarn which is used. Sri Ramakrishna says that can anyone and everyone pick out a yarn of a particular count? Now the yarn which is used to the thread, the yarn which is used for making cloth, they have this parameter called as count. Now this X count, it indicates certain gram, the length of yarn equivalent to 1 gram, say. So there are different counts in the yarn. So Sri Ramakrishna he has studied that subject also, in fact, to give the explanation through examples. Sri Ramakrishna knows how yarn is, how the cloth is made, and how the yarn is analyzed. It undergoes the quality checks, and Sri Ramakrishna says a perfect person, a person who is an expert, he can make out the differences between the yarn counts by looking at it. He need not go do any complicated, analytical procedures to find this yarn is this count, this yarn is this count. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you are in that trade, if you are an expert, you can distinguish in a moment a 40 count thread from a 41. Now these are the units that they adopt, that they use in determining the quality of the yarn. Say 40 count. 40 count means what? Say 40 meters of the yarn will weigh 1 gram. 41 meters of yarn will weigh 1 gram. So that count 40, 41, 50, and as per the trade practices, the higher the count, the finer and the expensive is the cloth, the yarn. So if it is 41 count, means you are giving a finer cloth, a finer yarn. The cloth that you will make using that yarn will be of a very topmost quality. The higher the count, the better the quality, and finer the quality, and the costlier the price for that yarn. So Sri Ramakrishna knows these simple tricks of the trade of even yarn making, and he gives this example to tell that this is how the spiritual aspirants, they should practice to gain this expertise of can I see God, and not just go to some saint or some enlightened soul, to some divine soul, to some God incarnate, that come show me the Lord. No. Sri Ramakrishna says things don't happen that way. You have to practice. You get a discipleship under a guru. Let the guru teach you. Go to an expert physician. Let that physician teach you how to feel the pulse. Go to an expert in the yarn trade. Learn from him how to distinguish between 40 count yarn and 41 count yarn. Just by looking at it in a moment, they will make out. So Sri Ramakrishna says that discipline, discipline, discipline. Undergo the spiritual discipline, undergo the practices, and then you will definitely get the God realization. You will definitely attain to the God. And then all this confusion of whether man has free will or not, they won't be there at all. Then you really know that he is the doer. I am just the machine. He is the operator. I am just the machine. He is the master. I am just a toy in his hand. The way he plays with the toy will jump or sit or run, whatever way he wants to play with the toy. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching on this particular aspect of whether a man has a free will or not. And after this particular thing, then there is a lot of devotees have gathered to celebrate that Annapurna Puja. So there is a lot of kirtan, there is a lot of the musical groups have come, the kirtankars, and they all sing kirtans. Master Sri Ramakrishna also dances along with that, and there is all merriment in Surendra's house on that particular day of the Annapurna Puja. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.